you know, and they moved there, and Pasco County
storms.
has, yeah, two storms in a row. We promise if you just moved here, it's not normally like this, because 2 weeks ago you heard historic, and then this week you heard historic. It's not normally like that. We're just going through a rough patch right now. This is a tough year for 2024.
Yeah, it sure is. And we anticipated a rough hurricane season, but nobody could anticipate this because, like we continue to say, historic. This has not happened in anybody's lifetime. And so it is hard when that hasn't been the case to really anticipate it and to tackle it. But we really are lucky to have incredible first responders that are working around the clock, and men like Sheriff Nacco who lead by example.
Yep, exactly. You know, and before the season started, as we go to meteorologist Amanda Pappas, you know, we heard this was going to be a record season with the most storms ever. We might not hit that number, what the prediction was, but we always say it just takes that one storm, especially if it hits us. Now we've had two in a row, so we have, you know, a lot to say about this hurricane season for sure, Amanda.
It only takes one, Jameson and Caitlin, to completely change our coastline, change the community that we know and love. And we are here with you. And I just want to take a moment to say thank you so much for trusting us. We're going to be here to get you through it before, during, and of course after. This cleanup is going to be a long one up ahead. But thankfully, we have these winds coming in from the north right now. And that's going to help to drag in much drier conditions and make it feel less humid. And that's just helpful for our first responders, right? And those winds are going to continue to die down. But today we saw winds peak out to 87 miles per hour. Can you believe that? Over towards the trop yet again. And earlier than that, about 101 degrees. Still checking. Our obs are still out right now from some of our cameras. However, a lot of them are showing us more and more of the sunshine, which is really great news and some positivity that we need this morning after such a dark night. But hey, without our darkest nights, we would never know our brightest days, and we love our sunshine state. So we do know that our 10 Tampa Bay studios looking pretty good at this point. The shed, a little bit of damage to it. Even some of our Airbnbs that we've been staying at near the station, a little bit of damage to them. I've just been noticing that and seeing a lot of pictures come in, just fresh pictures that I'm trying to get into you guys over the next hour from St. Pete Beach. So I'll be sharing those in the next couple of minutes with you guys. But for right now, seeing that our station's not doing too bad, and Lakewood Ranch from this image right here looking untouched, thankfully, but we know they felt significant impacts with that landfall not too far away. Again, this system made landfall, and it was nothing we have ever experienced before. Thankfully, the surge was not as bad as Helene, but let me tell you, we got close. We dodged a bullet. So thank you guys for evacuating, and please give it up to our linemen and all of our emergency responders. Thank you so much, and give them plenty of room to work today because it's still dangerous out there. So I know it's beautiful, and if you do step outside, you're going to feel that nice freshness to the air. It's less humid. However, do not be driving around because there's still a lot of mass destruction and devastation. We have our both 4 of our cranes. Of course, we know that this is a booming area and there's so much construction going on. So these cranes over towards downtown St. Pete, you can see them there. And then this was the crane that crashed and fell onto that building, and all that destruction still there. So still dangerous debris around. So please be careful. And throwing some stats at you, Hurricane-Milton made landfall last night at 8:30 p.m. as a Cat 3 and Siesta Key, and it brought with it a bunch of tornadoes that I've never covered. I've covered multiple tropical systems, including Hurricane Ian, which was some of the most life-threatening and devastating and deadly surge I've ever seen, but it did not contain these types of supercells and tornadoes that were so strong, long-tracking tornadoes over towards some of our inland counties. Overall, though, right now, what I'm really happy to say is that our rainfall estimates, right, they are going to finally be capped. Finally, we are seeing that we're drying out completely, which is good. We had historic rainfall. So in addition to the tornado threat that we talked to you guys about, that verified, along with the freshwater flooding, and we did see the surge, not the official verification that we previously thought, but we're so happy we dodged a bullet on that, but still seeing a lot of flooding because of that freshwater flooding, of course, with those totals of rainfall nearing 20 inches. Now, radar right now completely dry and clear. Futurecast shows us that the system is going to continue to push off into the Atlantic. We see a nice mix of sun and clouds. And guess what? Look at this. That system carried out all the moisture with it. And look at what's coming in now, all that brown and orange for you. This is all that dry air for those first responders. Wonderful news that's going to help us feel so wonderful heading into this weekend and help in that cleanup and recovery effort. And we still have a long way to go in hurricane season. Do not look at that clickbait that you see out there right now. We are calm and quiet, thankfully, in the Bay Area.
Amanda Pappas and the 10 Tampa Bay weather team, thank you so much as we reset here at the noon hour. Thank you so much for watching our continuing coverage of Hurricane Milton. I'm Jamison Euler.
I'm Caitlin Lockerbie. We appreciate you being with us here this afternoon as we head into the afternoon hour. 12:04 the time now. We are waiting an update from DeSantis, also an update from Pinellas EOC this morning. Pinellas County really hit hard by this storm. We've been showing you images throughout the morning. Of course, you've seen the top of the trop totally removed by the winds, a crane down in the area as well. But that storm made landfall last night at 8:30, a Category 3 storm, Siesta Key, with 120-mile-per-hour winds. Our Jen Titus not far from it at the time. She's in Bradenton right now and showing us the aftermath in the area. And Jen, you keep moving around, you keep seeing more. I know you're a hometown girl there, so you certainly know what it's supposed to look like. You never want to see what's behind you in an area.
You don't, Caitlin, and I know it could have been a lot worse, right? We had these storm surge predictions we had never seen before. So we know most of the area here got lucky, but there is still damage like this. Roofs are off of people's homes. The lady just drove by in a golf cart and I just waved to her. I said, "Are you doing okay?" And it's just like that smile that's like, you know, I'm okay, but then I have to deal with this. So people are still waking up to devastation, roofs off their home, more damage to a community that has already suffered so much over the past 2 weeks. The island just a mile or so down the road. We are just off Cortez Avenue right now. Cortez takes you straight out to the beach there where we just were, looking at Bradenton Beach, seeing the devastation caused by Helene and even more damage caused by Milton, unfortunately. So the beaches were told not going to be open for another day or so. And then we're just driving around to some of the communities here inland, and this is what you see. You see the power of the wind that came through here to Bradenton, to Manatee County. Look at part of the roof across the street. And then those power lines, see that power line down right there? That is why officials are asking, guys, for people to stay off the roads if they don't have to be on the roads, because we have so much debris down, so many trees down, so many power lines, and then this. Just, I mean, roof after roof, carport after carport in some of these communities that were just hit hard by those strong wind gusts we got last night, probably around 8, 9 o'clock at night. So people waking up this morning, and some people out already picking up. Some people here already starting that rebuilding process. The rain has stopped. The wind has pretty much quieted down. And now this community starts to rebuild, guys.
Hey, Jen, that looks like the community you were at earlier today. I believe a woman was staying at a shelter down the street or somewhere.
A hotel, I think, right?
In a
Was
hotel.
You're a hotel?
And she asked you, hey, can you go down to this development and see how my house is doing?
Yes, this is one of the places that they live at, and they were evacuated with us at the hotel. So people evacuated from the storm. All mobile home communities were evacuated, and thankfully when we got here this morning, there were no cars here. And so you can see that cars are here now because people are starting that rebuilding process, but thankfully they did evacuate. It's just unfortunate that they're seeing this now, and now they do have to rebuild.
Jen, similar to out at the beach, it's almost like you don't know where to begin. It's so overwhelming first to see what is your home, what's your safe place, your comfort zone. Tossed and mangled like that is really, really tough. But it also feels so overwhelming. We keep talking about that, but with first being hit with Helene, now Milton, it does feel like, where do I even begin and what do I even do? You are a cheerleader out there with a lot of encouraging words that I think the community could really use right now, because it does feel very defeating. 1-2 punch here back to back in just 2 weeks. And it does really feel like, where do I even begin? You probably many people already started their recovery process. They started to clean things up, and then all of that effort, all that debris set outside, all of those steps that you took, it just feels so defeating right now for so many people.
Yeah, there's nothing else that they can do, Caitlin, but rebuild. These communities have to be resilient. These communities are resilient. Every single one of our Tampa Bay communities are waking up to some sort of devastation. They will rebuild. They will get back better than ever. We know they will.
All right, Jen Titus, been reporting throughout Bradenton Beach for us all morning long. Jen, thank you so much. We know you're going to kind of hop around again, give us a different view next time we see you. Most definitely just the Bradenton Beach area, Bradenton, you know, man, this is Manatee County. It came ashore in Sarasota County. Obviously, they're close, but you're starting to see just how wide that wind field was. So
yeah, she's the sunshine we could use on a day like today, though, that Jen Titus.
Without a doubt. We want to thank you for watching us for our continuing coverage of Hurricane Milton. 10 Tampa Bay will be back right after this.